Alright, I'm here with the PS2 Wrestling games, which I have 10 of. Giant stack here. I'm going to try to keep it short. Small reviews for each of them. We'll start with Rumble Roses, which I got when GameStop stopped selling PS2 games. They were selling all their PS2 games for buy one get one half off. So check out the price. I got it for half off the pro member price. So dirt cheap. Doesn't have a manual, which is to be expected when you buy something from GameStop. That's the disc. Excuse me. Weird. Anyway, it's an all women's wrestling game. It's not official, it's made up. The replay value of this game, which the gameplay itself is like similar to Smackdown versus Raw, or even Here Comes the Pain, but the replay value of this game is that every wrestler in here, I didn't mean to put my finger there, every wrestler in this game has their own story mode, and each time you beat a story mode with someone, you unlock their alter ego, which is kind of neat. So I wouldn't really say it's a must-buy, but if you haven't played it, check it out. It's actually pretty fun. Up next is Smackdown Just Bring It. This was the first Smackdown game that was released on PS2. Technically, this would be Smackdown 3, because Smackdown and Smackdown 2 were on original PlayStation, which we'll get to later. But yeah, this is the manual and the disc. This game has a ton of wrestlers. It's fun. The graphics are not very good, but the gameplay, I like the gameplay. And this also was the first WWF game that introduced free roaming. It was limited. You had a time limit, but you could roam around the arena, outside, parking lot, all that kind of stuff. Go talk to other wrestlers. Now that was the story mode, where depending on who you talked to, what you said to them, that would determine where your story mode went. So it has some replay value if you want to unlock everything without cheating, using a Game Shark or an Action Replay Max. Just a peek at the graphics, which are not amazing. The biggest issue I have with this game is that I don't know if you can see it too well, how much space it takes up on a memory card. It takes up 4,173 kilobytes, which equals out to, rounding, 4 megabytes. Now, as most of you probably know, typical PS2 memory cards are 8 megabytes. So this takes up more than half of a memory card by itself. Oh, and also it had Fred Durst in it. Yes, Fred Durst from Limp Bizkit. He radiates douchebag. But anyway, it's actually kind of fun. It's not a game that you can play for a long period of time, but it does have some replay value if you get into it. Next, this is one of my favorite wrestling games that was ever made. This is Smackdown Shut Your Mouth. This was actually donated to my collection by a Facebook friend of mine named Jason Block. We did a game trade a while back, and he threw this in to donate to my collection because he knew that I needed it. I couldn't find it for a good price. It is in sort of, the case is in pretty rough shape, but he was nice enough to donate it. I really don't care about the condition of the case. The disc itself is immaculate. And it has the manual, which is amazing. But anyway, the graphics in this one were a huge step up from just Bring It. So, take a look there. Much, much better. This also introduced the draft. So, you start a story mode, and you can start off. You pick Ric Flair or you pick Vince McMahon. So Raw or SmackDown, and then you can simulate the draft. You can skip the draft, or you can actually go through first 20 draft picks and individually pick who you want for your show. Memory card space, 229 kilobytes. That's practically nothing. That's that's a fifth of a meg. So the difference between this and just Bring It takes up half a memory card. This takes up practically nothing. This was also the game that introduced Brock Lesnar. So, very, very fun game. I will be playing this tonight for sure. I love this game. One of the best wrestling games ever made. So, buy this if you don't have it. Up next, this is highly regarded as this and a Nintendo 64 game, which I'll get to, highly regarded as the best wrestling game of all time. This is Smackdown, Here Comes the Pain. Once again, was just another gigantic step up from Shut Your Mouth, graphics-wise and gameplay-wise. This also, I believe this is the one that introduced Legends, as you can see right here. Legends, Sergeant Slaughter, the $1 Million Man, who is my favorite wrestler of all time, and Jimmy Snuka, and more. New match types including bra and panty match, and the Elimination Chamber. Space for the memory card, 360 KB. So, once again, it's practically nothing. The season mode in this is amazing. Tons of replay value. The creator wrestler is fantastic. There's nothing bad I can say about this game. This is my favorite. I say Shut Your Mouth is one of my favorite wrestling games. This is my favorite. So, it's usually pretty expensive because of how popular it is. You go on eBay, get the disc loose, just the disc by itself with no case, no manual. You're going to pay. Oh, excuse me, I have an itch. I'm sorry. I poked myself in the eye. Anyway, you get the disc by itself, you're still going to pay, like $8 for just the disc. If you want it in the case, like for this one, I think I paid $12. And it doesn't even have a manual. The manual, oh my god, I'm sorry. The manual on eBay, the cheapest manual that I've seen is like $6. And not only that, like my disc, the disc itself, the back is perfect. But the front, I don't know if you can see it all that well, but there's scratches on the front. And I really don't like that. As long as the game works, I'm satisfied until I get a better copy. So, Smackdown, Here Comes the Pain. Amazing, amazing game. The best wrestling game of all time, in my and several other people's opinion. So, but yeah, eBay, if you want it complete with the manual and everything, great condition, you're gonna have to pay $20-30. If you're lucky, get it cheaper. You probably won't find a buy it now option that's much cheaper, but if you find an auction style listing, like where you bid on it, you might get lucky. But I've gone on for 10 minutes, so I'll actually split the video right here. This is the part 1. I'll do a part 2. we'll cut it off at this one. That will wrap it up for the Smackdown games. In the next video, part 2, I'll be covering several of the Smackdown versus Raw games, as well as Fire Pro Wrestling Returns, which I'll give an excellent review to. So, if you like this one, check out part 2 with Smackdown versus Raw, and check out the description box thing down there for any PS2 wrestling games that I still need for my collection, and any donations are much appreciated. You'll get a shout out in a future video. I understand not everybody's willing to donate, but there are some people out there who, have some games they're not going to do anything else with, just sitting around, could even get thrown out, who knows. So donate them to me. You can send a game dirt cheap, like $2 medium mail, perfect. But yes, check out part 2, and I'll see you there.